Oh, hello. I was just here browsing my savings account. Let's talk sideboarding. If you're watching this, it probably means that I'm on vacation. I'm not that, don't worry. I'm just on vacation, and I will be releasing every day a video or every second day a video of a sideboard guide to tackle a specific matchup. But first, this is kind of an intro to the whole thing, and I'm going to start saying why do traditional sideboard guides suck. So when people ask me, do you have a sideboard guide? Do you have a sideboard guide? Do you have a sideboard guide? I tend to not answer those questions very good because I don't have a sideboard guide. I don't use a sideboard guide, and here I'm going to explain why. The reason the sideboard guides suck is because they take away the most important thing in Magic. So one of the most key concepts to winning is having a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to succeed long term. Because if I just tell you, okay, take these 3 cards out, put these other 3 cards in, and you just draw them, and you're like, well, I have no idea what to do. I don't know. I'm just going to play them first, I guess, because I put them on my sideboard. Then it's going to suck for you. You're going to lose, and it's not going to be fun. So the importance of having a plan comes down to understanding the matchups and understanding what cards are important, why are you sideboarding the way you're sideboarding, and how is your opponent sideboarding, also very important, right? So it's not only, you're not really playing against the same deck pre-board than post-board, but most importantly, the importance of having a plan means that you can deviate from the plan. So you can sideboard some things, and sometimes those things will not work out perfectly because your opponent may have some cards you've never seen before, may have some different takes on the same cards you've been using. May play differently, may play much more conservative, much more aggressively. You could be surprised by some of the cards you brought in. So then you can adjust. So the most important when you're going into a game, especially after sideboard, is to recognize that you still need a plan, and that plan will be different than from the first game. Right. Okay. So what my sideboard guide is gonna contain is not only what cards to put in, what cards to put out, but a plan. So I'm gonna talk about every matchup, and I'm gonna talk about plan. So first, I'm gonna say, okay, this is my plan pre-board. So this is what I'm looking for in my when I'm playing the game. Normally, you are blind at the first when you make your first mulligan decision, but as the game progresses, you can kind of form a plan around the cards you have been dealt. And what is the plan post-board? A lot of matches, especially modern, people are not playing a lot of specific hate in the main deck, or a lot of cards that are specifically good against an archetype in the main deck, but they do have this very powerful, very impactful sideboard cards, and we do have those cards on the sideboard. And that's what the sideboard is for. We don't have like general really good use cards in the sideboard. We have very specific tools to combat very specific problems. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this plan so you know how to approach the matchup. And in this plan, I'm going to go into the 2 very important things. What are the key cards for your opponent first, and then what are our key cards? So just for an example of a key card for our opponent, that a key card doesn't have to be the most powerful card of in your opponent's deck. So for example, Banned Snowblade, even though the Fairy Hero of Domin Area may be the most powerful card they have, or Uro may be the most powerful card they have, it may not be the most impactful card in the matchup, and therefore we don't care so much about that. You know, they maybe care about it because they want to win, but we care about the cards that we want to kill them, right? Normally, Hardened kills an aggressive deck, so we want to make sure that we know where are the cards stopping us from winning. We need to identify their key cards. Another example of a card that is like basically makes the whole deck, matchup revolve around it is Karn the Great Creator. Karn the Great Creator changes the dynamic. When there's a Karn the Creator involved in the game, the dynamic of the game changes, kind of becoming a mini game of can we deal with Karn or will he deal with us? Right? So we need to understand first what is our opponent trying to do to win the game, and what are the tools our opponent has in our disposal to stop us from winning the game, pre-board and post-board, especially post-board, because they will have better tools post-board, hopefully. Not hopefully, but normally they'll have better tools post-board. And then we need to understand what are our key cards to winning the game. After we identify what is strong in their deck, so what is preventing us from winning in their deck, we need to find what deals well with that. Because the good thing about Hardened skills is it has a multitude of threats. It's not a, for example, Infect is kind of more single-minded in the fact that they want to have a big creature that will just deal 10 Infect damage to them. But we can go that route with Impact Nexus, but we can also go wide with Animation Module, Doctors. We can make a giant ballista. You know, we can even buff up a crystalline giant nowadays, you know, so we have a variety of things we can do, and we need to find what is the most effective, because then that will change how the order we will play our cards. We will not play our most effective card first so it gets blown up by a path to exile. We'll keep it in our hand, and we will, you know, we will save it for the moment where it will be effective, right? So once we identify in the sideboard guides, you will identify the opponent's best cards, and that's important. That's an exercise I want you to do as well. Sometimes we will play against a matchup where you don't have a sideboard guide. Nobody, maybe it's like a brand new deck that just appeared. Think, what are the important cards? What is my important cards that deal with those answers they have? Because normally, since we are a proactive deck, we care more about the answers than we care about their threats. Then I'm gonna also highlight the importance between being on the draw and being on the play. It doesn't come up as often with Hardened skills, because normally we're pretty surgical in the cards we bring in. But sometimes it may come up, and it actually changes quite a lot the dynamic of the gameplay if you're first or second. Just imagine if you're playing against Strong and you're on the draw. They could have Karn liberated by the time you only have 2 lands in play. So you need to have a plan for that. Then maybe it will be different. When you are on the play, you'll have 3 lands in play, hopefully maybe 2 or 3 permanents in place, so Karn liberated is nowhere near as effective, right? So we gotta think about those things. Maybe it's not the hugest deal for a deck like Scales, but it's important to also make our plan fit where we are on the draw or on the play. Yeah. But anyway, I know what basically you don't care about any of this. So there will also be a Google Sheets, so you will be able to click down below right now. You can go close this, make me shut up. You click there, and there will be a sideboard guide for all the matchups, and actually, in the sense, a traditional sideboard guide will tell you what to put in and what you take out. But if you watch these videos and you understand their concepts, you will be much better equipped to winning games than if you just go put the sideboard guide on a side screen and you just copy it blindly. Because in the sideboard guide videos, I'll go into depth into how to play your cards more effectively. So the sideboard cards actually have the impact you want. Yeah, this is it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the series. I hope they work out the way I intend them to be. And I think, they will add lots of value for you. And, everything is free. So you don't have to subscribe to any Patreon or my OnlyFans or any of that, not for this kind of content at least. But you can definitely get all that for free, the Google Sheet for free. And yeah, just remember, if you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you around with the cyber guides that are coming out for you.